Okay, guys, it's Wednesday morning. All right, so today we're going to be dividing with integers. Now, today is going to be just like yesterday. I mean, the work is even, the rules are the same, everything's the same. You're just dividing. So I'm going to write down a couple of notes. We're going to do just a couple of examples, and then I'm setting you free. So this is a short one today, a short video. All right, so we're doing 11.6 division. Okay? All right, so what you need to know, it's again, just like yesterday. Yesterday you did multiplication. Today you're doing dividing. But when it comes to multiplying and dividing integers, if the numbers have the same signs, you will get a positive answer. If they have different signs, you will always get a negative answer. Always, always, always. If the signs are the same, it can be a negative and a negative or positive and a positive. You will get a positive answer. If the signs are different, you have a negative and a positive or positive and a negative, you will always get a negative answer. Okay? So I'm going to put in red, same signs means like if you have a negative and negative or positive and positive. Okay, whether you're multiplying or dividing. Different signs if you have a negative and positive or positive and negative. If you have different signs, you're always, so different signs, negative answer. Same signs, positive answer every time. Okay? Let's do some examples. All right. Let's say we have negative 27 divided by negative 9. Okay, that's a negative divided by a negative. See that? Negative and negative. They have the same sign, so the answer is going to be positive. So negative 27 divided by negative 9 is a positive 3. Okay, because negative and negative, they're the same. So you're going to have a positive answer. All right, if I have a negative 96 divided by a positive 12, we have a negative and a positive. If you do not see a plus sign or a negative sign in front of the number, then you just assume it's positive. So in this case, you have different signs. So if the signs are different, you will have a negative answer. So negative 96 divided by positive 12 is negative 8. And then let's say we have 18 divided by negative 3. That looks a little bit different, doesn't it? Okay, this is a positive 18. There's no sign there, so we're going to assume it's a positive. And we have a negative 3 here. Those are different signs. So different signs, negative answer. So 18, positive 18 divided by negative 3 is negative 6. Okay? Let's do some more. 16 divided by negative 2. Do you see? Now, some of you, I was grading your work from back when you were doing subtracting and everything, and some of you were getting it wrong because of the very first number did not have a sign there. There's no plus or minus, and you weren't quite sure what that meant. If there's no sign there, it's positive. Okay, it is positive. This is a negative. Those are different signs. Therefore, different signs, you get a negative answer. So positive 16 divided by negative 2 is negative 8. Okay, how about negative 54 divided by negative 6? Okay, here I have a negative and another negative. The signs are the same. So if I have same signs, then I'm going to get a positive answer, even though these are negative. Okay, same as multiplication. Okay, so a negative 54 divided by negative 6 gives me a positive 9. Be very careful with that. That's a very common mistake with kids. Okay, they assume, oh, they're both negative, so my answer is going to be negative. Not so. When you're multiplying and dividing, if they're the same sign, even if they're negative, you will have a positive answer. Same with multiplication. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to do just a couple of examples in your book, and then I'm setting you free. So turn to page 501. If you need to pause, you can. And let's get started. So I have negative 24 divided by negative 3. I have a negative here and a negative here. Those are the same sign. So if they're the same sign, our answer is going to be positive. So negative 24 divided by negative 3 is a positive 8. Number 3, negative 21 over negative 7. I have a negative here and a negative here. Those are the same. Even though they're both negative, the answer is going to be positive because they're the same, just like this one. So negative 21 divided by negative 7 is positive 3. All right. Number 5. Negative 36 divided by positive 4. There's no plus sign in front of that 4, but there's no negative sign either. So since there's no plus or minus sign here, we're going to assume it's plus, a positive. This is a negative. So the signs are different. Therefore, your answer is going to be negative. If the signs are different, the answer is negative. So negative 36 divided by positive 4 is negative 9. Number 7. Positive 40 over negative 5. Okay, do you notice that this 40, there's no sign in front of it? No negative or positive, so then we're going to assume it is positive. This one is negative, so we have a positive and negative. They are different. So just like before, your answer is going to be negative. When the signs are different, the answer is negative. So 40 divided by negative 5 is negative 8. Okay, let's move down to section B, number 17. And yes, I'm going to be having y'all do some of these as well. In fact, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, I'm going to have y'all do a few. Yeah, I'm going to have y'all do a few math problems on this. 72 divided by positive 12. Okay, that's a negative. That right there is a positive. Those are different. Therefore, your answer is going to be negative. So 72 divided by 12 is a negative 6. Okay, remember, negative and positive, if the signs are different, your answer is going to be negative. Okay, or maybe not. We won't do B. 30. Let's go down to that section. I like that section. Oops. I'm doing odds. Okay, 29. Negative 28 divided by 4 divided by negative 7. Okay, yeah, I definitely want y'all to do these. All right. So, we got to look at what we've got here. We have a negative 28, a division, that's a positive 4, another division, that's a negative 7. That's not, that's nothing but a negative there. So we have a negative here, we have a positive here, and we have a negative here, okay? We work left to right, okay? I know some of you are like, well, they're both division. Can you do 4 divided by, no. You work left to right. I don't care if it's all division, if it's all multiplication, I don't care. You work left to right. Okay, so we're going to start with those two right there. We have a negative divided by a positive. So this answer right here is going to be negative. So negative 28 divided by positive 4 is negative 7. So for that right there, that's a negative 7. In fact, I'll even do this. Divided by, and I'm bringing this down, the rest of my problem down, okay? All right, so a negative, the signs are the same. I have a negative here and a negative here. They're the same sign now. So negative 7 divided by negative 7. So 7 divided by 7 is 1. The signs are the same. We're going to have a positive answer. The signs are the same. We have a positive answer. So negative 7 divided by negative 7 is 1. All right, 31. Negative 3 times negative 24 divided by 4. Okay, in PEMDAS or GEMDAS or just order of operations, you must work within the parentheses first. Okay, but notice this. Okay, you need to, like a good investigator, kind of sits back and looks at the whole picture first before they jump on in. So right here, notice that this is multiplication, and sometimes I like to write that in there so that when I'm doing my work, I do not forget later on, because it's going to be real easy to forget. Big common mistake right here, because kids will work this out and then just assume, like if it's negative or positive, whatever, that then they're going to be adding or subtracting, when really we're going to be multiplying whatever you get in the parentheses by negative 3. We're going to be multiplying, so you've got to remember that. So here I have a negative, and that 4 is a positive. Okay, we're working in the parentheses first by rules of order of operations. Those signs are different. So your answer for these two is going to be negative. So negative 24 divided by 4 is negative 6. We're going to bring down that negative 3. Now, a common mistake here, some kids will do this. See that? I want y'all to look at the difference. This has parentheses. It's being multiplied still by that 3. That's supposed to be a multiplication sign. But do you see, if we were to take the parentheses away, we now have -3 and -6, and you'd be, basically you'd be adding. That would give you -9, and that's not right. So you got to be really careful when you're doing these order of operation problems that you keep the parentheses where they belong, and you keep track of the fact that in the beginning this 3 is being multiplied with everything in here, so you got to make sure you're multiplying again. All right, so we have a -3 and a -6. The signs are the same. So a -3 times a -6 is a +18. Okay, if that's confusing to you, you need to go back and rewatch that part. Some of you, I know, understood it. Some of you, that was kind of crazy. And there are, this problem right here, more than any others, I can see some silly mistakes being made. All right, and the last example I'm doing, -12 divided by 2 divided by 3. Okay, again, we got multiple things going on here. I have a -12 division. I have a +2. That 2 is positive. I have another division, and that 3 is a +3 because there's no sign there. So it's definitely not negative. So if there's no sign, we know it's positive. So by order of operations, we work left to right, and we're doing that right there. Negative, it's at 2 different signs, a negative and a positive. So if we have 2 different signs, we're going to get a negative answer. So -12 divided by +2 is a -6. And I'm going to bring down the other part of my problem. So I have a -6 and a +3. Different signs, so you know your answer is going to be negative. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. There you go. All right, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, you're going to do page 501, numbers 2 through 16 even, and 30, I'll be nice, 30 through 34 even. That's like 11 problems. I'll leave out the big ugly on B just because of, distance learning. If you were in the classroom, you'd be doing all of B. But since you're not, and I have to grade in a really weird way. And by the way, some of you've got to turn in your work like right side up. No more of this upside down and sideways. I cannot do it. Nope. Right side up. And it needs to be clear, not blurry. I cannot figure that out. No matter how much I zoom, I cannot figure out what you are saying there. So make it easy on your old teacher. All right, this stuff right here is due, let's see, this is Wednesday, due Thursday. Okay. You have IXL. It's due Monday, April 20th. You have a test Wednesday, April 22nd. Okay? Guys, make sure you're working on all that IXL. That's going to really help you a lot. I'm still contemplating whether I give you a quiz on Friday. I just don't know if I want to take the time for that. So please make sure that you are studying for this test that's going to be coming up. All right? Take care. See you later.